Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is Rachael Alexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, aka spiritual life, wellness, and business coach here at Divine Earth School. And today I wanted to come to you with a quick Wellness Wednesday tip, and I wanted to talk about the rest, repair, and restore cycle and how most of us are not tapping into this, our body's natural cycle and rhythms, and how it's creating disease in our body. So let's dive in, right? What is the rest, restore, and repair cycle? So I'm just going to do a very basic overview. This is what I work with my clients on and share with my customers in my courses and classes. But in general, right, when you think about your nervous system, right, it really starts with the brain and the heart, right? So the brain and the heart, they each are connected to all these sort of nerve endings, and it goes all throughout your body, right? And what happens is our nervous system is always processing and taking in energy, right? And most of the time, because we aren't taught the tools to process emotions, to process things to process just energy, if emotions are energy in motion, because we aren't taught to process these things, it gets stuck and trapped in various parts of our bodies, right? And so you have the parasympathetic nervous system, and then you have the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is sort of that active fight or flight energy, that anxiety, that go, go, go energy. And most of our society is built on the sympathetic nervous system, where we wake up, we have the 9 to 5 job, or the school 9 to 4 job, or school work, or whatever, right? We're programmed into this sort of go, 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 go all the time energy. And maybe at night we might get a chance to sip a glass of wine and go to sleep, but most of us don't really take the time to cultivate not only self-awareness and self-reflection, but we don't cultivate that time that our body needs to rest, restore, and repair, right? And most of the time you would think that happens. Isn't that what sleep is for? Yes, restoration and repairing does happen partially during sleep, but a lot of times, because one, we're not getting good quality sleep, and two, because we're such in high cortisol levels, of where our cortisol is always off the roof. We're always in anxiety, always trying to get to the next thing, accomplish the next thing, do the next thing, always in this go, go, go mentality. We don't program our nervous system to ever give it a rest, right? Which is the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that nervous system that's calm, peaceful, resting, repairing, restoring, right? And so that's what the rest, restore, and repair cycle is for, right? When you don't give your body a chance to fully rest, and I'm not just talking about sleeping, I'm talking about giving your mind a break, right? Giving yourself space enough to process emotions. I wanted to share this one example. I was talking to a dear friend of mine the other day, and we were not going to go into details, but something happened and where this person was triggered, right? And so a lot of times we are bamboozled or baffled by these things that happen with us, and really that's trauma, right? That's another version of trauma. The body stores energetic information, and to me that's what symbolizes trauma. Especially what trauma is to me is when something happens and you're triggered and you have an emotional response that you can't control, right? And the body moves into this sort of, it takes over the mind and it takes over the body, and you're in this sort of emotional, mental sort of turmoil, right? And you can't understand why. That's, to me, is a sign of trauma, right? And we all have it to various extents, right? And even if we had the most perfect parents, our parents made us feel abandoned, or made us feel like we weren't worthy, or rejected us in some way, or humiliated us, or, right, the 5 core wounds. If you think about the 5 core wounds, we all felt that way at some point, even if our parents didn't even mean to do it, right? For example, let's say your parent was late to pick you up from school and you were 4 years old, and you're like, oh, well, mommy doesn't love me, or daddy doesn't love me, right? And that creates a child core wound, right? Just for example, right? So we have all these different sort of traumas, or triggers that can be stored in our body if we don't process it. Not only that, right, getting down to the health of it, is that when we don't process these emotions, right, it turns into disease, right? It turns into ailments and diseases in our bodies, right? That's why it's so important. That's why the body-mind connection is inevitable and inescapable, right? You can't do something to the mind, right? The emotion, the mental, emotional body, and not also think that it's not going to affect your physical body too. It's connected. It's all connected, right? And so I want to dispel this myth or this idea, this baffling that happens a lot of times when we're like, why is this happening? Why do I feel this way? Why am I triggered? Like, what is wrong with me? Why am I having this response? Is because there was something that happened in your life that you never gave yourself a chance to process. And there's no blame. It's not blaming here. It's just bringing awareness to it, right? And what you want to do is start to cultivate time in your day, even if it's 30 minutes, 20 minutes a day, where you can start to ignite that rest, restore, and repair cycle within yourself. There's many ways that you can do it. Some of my favorite ways are through yoga, meditation, breath work, right? Artwork, like art therapy, or even music. Dancing is another way of releasing, but mostly you want to do it to something where you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, right? You're moving into that restful, peaceful state of energy, and whatever emotions that are arising, maybe you'll feel a twitch here or there, or you'll feel like energy in your chest, or energy in your gut, or like a pain in your shoulder. Like, that's energy. All of this is energy. Like, this is energy that's being processed and being brought up to the surface, and you want to be gentle with yourself in this process, because it especially if you've never developed the self-awareness, one, and two, like the skill sets and the tool sets to process these emotions and to process these energetic frequencies that are being trapped and stuck in your nervous system all throughout your body. Be gentle with yourself, because it could be years of trauma, or years of things that you haven't been able to process, right? And activating your parasympathetic nervous system, I think of it as like detox, right? One of the things that I love to do for my body, at least twice a year, if not 4 times a year, once with every season, is to actively detox my body, which is taking herbs and going raw food and stuff like that, right? What I'm doing is I'm giving my body a break so that it can go into deep restoration and repairing, right? And to me, it's the same thing when you're doing practices like yoga, meditation, breath work, when you're doing activities to ignite that parasympathetic nervous system, you're basically giving your nervous system a chance to detox itself, right? And so the detox part is where the emotions are going to come up, right? A lot of times in the healthcare world, right, we'll talk about the healing crisis, right? When you do a detox, there's usually like a healing crisis, and what that is basically all that muck and stuff that was caught into your tissues, the toxins and all that stuff is going to surface itself back up. So if it was a cold or a rash, or some other thing that the body didn't get a chance to process, right, and to eliminate, it comes back up, it flares back up for a little bit, a moment, but if you keep with it, eventually the body is able to release it and restore and repair itself, right? But most of us keep piling on the toxins, piling on the junk that we never give our bodies a chance to rest and restore and repair itself, right? And so this not only happens with the physical body, right, when we're talking about the digestion system, the digestive system and all that stuff, with foods and all that other stuff, but I'm talking about the parasympathetic nervous system in this sense, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And when you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, energies will arise. You will feel the urge to cry, or you'll feel the urge, a lot of times energies that we haven't processed will come out of us in the way of tears. It could be even joy. It's not even just dark, dense emotions, right? It's not just like unwanted emotions. Most of the time it is those, but it even could be overjoy. If you were suppressed as a kid, you're an overly happy person or joyful person, and someone was like, why are you smiling all the time? What is wrong with you, right? Then you start to suppress your own innate joy. So it could come up as laughter. It could come up as whatever the energy, right? The information, energy, emotion is coming up as. Give yourself space to feel that, and to not feel like you're crazy, right? You're not crazy to process your emotions, right? One of the things I really love doing with my clients is just emotional healing, right? Because that's something that as an empath, I didn't recognize how much of a gift it was until I started working with my clients. And I thought everyone did this. I thought that everyone was self-aware, everyone journaled, and everyone, processed and could handle their emotions. And as I started working with other clients and having just other friends and stuff, I realized that was just sort of something that was natural for me because I've always been doing it literally ever since I was little. I've been keeping journals since I was little. I've been always self-reflecting in my own energy since I was little. And now to be able to bring that to clients and really see the fruits of it, right? To see how does activating the restoration and repair cycle actually benefit in your life. You'll start to be able to move into your life, move into your day-to-day with a sense of peace, calm, serenity, right? There's no like impetus to move from a place of fear, right? That, which I talk a lot about in my course, From Fear to Love, right? But you start moving from a place of fear and you start moving from a place of love. And even if you have a busy schedule, there's this sense of peace beyond all understanding, right? Taking that quote from the Bible, that feeling of all is well no matter what is occurring to me, it becomes a sense of invincibility. So even when emotions arise, even when dense emotions arise, or even when situations are not going well or life events happen that might not go according to plans, you're still in this state of peace. Nothing can really deter you. You still allow the emotions to rise and you feel it and do that stuff, but you start to move from this empowered place rather than this place of reactivity, right? Always reacting, and you're responding and you can't even control it because you haven't developed this sense of awareness. Another benefit of activating the rest and restore and repair cycle is not only do you sense that sense of peace, but you're releasing the energy, right? Like I said, it's like a detox for the nervous system. And so when you're releasing that energy, you're releasing a lot of possible diseases that could be building up over time, right? Cancer, womb health issues. A lot of women have a lot of womb health issues, and a lot of it has to do with us not tapping into our divine feminine, us not, having just sort of, imbalanced sacral chakras, right? Not tapping into our creativity, not expressing ourselves, speaking up for ourselves and stuff like that. Whole host of issues, right? But when you start doing the work, you start moving into your life and healing a lot of these issues, these womb issues, these, cancer, tumors, all other diseases that you think of that are chronic, or not just chronic, but actual diseases as well, that you start building up a foundation to give your body a chance to heal itself, right? You can go, one of the things that I learned after healing myself or during healing myself is that you can go raw until you're green in the face, right? Like I went on a raw food journey for several years of my life. You can eat the healthiest food, you can do the best thing ever, try to get sunlight and stuff, but if you're not activating your parasympathetic nervous system, if you're not healing and processing your emotions and giving the body a chance to process these different stuck, trapped energies and allowing yourself to move through these things, you're not going to heal, right? Because it's just stuck, trapped energy, right? And so doing the inner work, the emotional work, a part of adding that to a part of doing the actual physical eating, healthy and clean and stuff like that, is of paramount importance. It allows the body to heal itself, right? And not only physically, but emotionally and nervous systemly, and all that stuff, right? So I hope this tip has been helpful to start to activate your parasympathetic nervous system by developing what I call, your daily spiritual practice. Definitely check out a link in the description box below where I share some practices on how to do that, free guide on how to develop the essentials to solid spiritual practice, right? So definitely check that out, the link in the description box below on that. But start incorporating practices like meditation, yoga, breath work, just breathing, or simply just being, right? And just allowing yourself to rest, right? Which gives the body a chance to restore and repair itself. Hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments below which tip has been helpful to you if you resonate. And as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and experience while on this planet. So remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive, what you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher, and I will chat with you guys next time. And if you're looking for more deep support in creating the life, body, and or business that you desire, please feel free to visit me at divineearthschool.com/call to book your complimentary discovery call. And if you're looking for more resources and tips, check out the other links in the description box below, divineearthschool.com/classes and divineearthschool.com/resources to check out our other offerings there. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.